All right, you guys, we are back with Dr. Rand in Santa Monica, and his office is right here. So, Doc, we have a whole slew of new questions. It's been a while, so I'm going to let you take it away from here.
All right. So the first question we got, well, I think we tried to do this before. It didn't make it out somehow. If it did, it got buried. But anyway, it's titled Anadrol-Induced Gyno. The gentleman writes, we know Anadrol doesn't convert to estrogen. That's true. Some say Anadrol acts like estrogen. That's true. Some say it binds directly to estrogen receptors. That's what we think. And after all these years, no one still really seems to know the truth. That's true. Uh, also some say Nolvadex tamoxifen prevents the gyno from Anadrol. Yet others claim Nolvadex can upregulate progesterone, which makes the gyno even worse. Well, I think I addressed most of it. Anadrol cannot convert to estrogen. It's already been 5-alpha reduced, so no, it's a DHC derivative, so it will not convert. But we believe, and I haven't seen any proof of this, and we looked at this recently. So it's simply a belief that it binds to the estrogen receptor and gives you similar effects. So, to my mind, for all intents and purposes, it acts like estrogen. I mean, you can say, well, it doesn't bind to, it doesn't convert into estrogen, but if it activates the receptor, who cares? I mean, just like, ACG will stimulate the Leydig cells to produce testosterone. It's not luteinizing hormone. It's not turning into luteinizing hormone, but it activates the receptor to produce testosterone. Well, the Anadrol can while it doesn't convert to estrogen, it can give you estrogenic effects. So yeah, I mean, to me that's as good as the other. But the one thing about Nolvadex or tamoxifen preventing the gyno from occurring, I haven't heard that, and I've never used Nolvadex in someone who was using Anadrol. I can't say I've worked with a lot of athletes who use Anadrol, but I suppose that given what we're talking about, it could work if the mechanism of action is to activate the estrogen receptors. Duh. But what I'm saying is, what if Anadrol gives you these effects like estrogen gives you the effects, but through a different mechanism of action, then Nolvadex won't work. And I guess given that Nolvadex is legal, again we're talking about tamoxifen, the brand name for tamoxifen is Nolvadex, or one of them. If it's something that's legal and it's very cheap, at least in the U.S. So I mean, it's easy to test a theory, in other words.
Right.
And now we're making, and we just started using it probably in the last 6 months, a topical application for tamoxifen. So you don't have to take it as systemically, although obviously some of this can be absorbed. You could use your, say, if you're using, and I'm branching away from just Anadrol now, but if you're using something that does actually convert to estrogen, you can still use an aromatase inhibitor, for example, and then not reduce the effect of the aromatase inhibitor like tamoxifen would. I think one study I read said it will reduce the effectiveness of anastrozole by about 13% if you combine it with tamoxifen. So you may not necessarily want that, obviously. So you can just, if you've got gynecomastia, for example, you can apply the tamoxifen cream directly there and see if that at least beats down that symptom, which is considered estrogenic, that may be from Anadrol. But I don't think there's any science to that, published just yet. As far as tamoxifen upregulating progesterone, I've never heard of that. I think that there might be some confusion, when we're dealing with breast cancer and the use of tamoxifen, an estrogen blocker, a selective estrogen receptor modulator, as opposed to an aromatase inhibitor. But we're kind of mixing apples and oranges and all kinds of theories. There is some activity with progesterone effectuating or furthering breast cancer, and ditto for estrogen. And when we use tamoxifen, we've seen some effects that are greater, I think I'm getting this right, greater when there's a certain amount of progesterone activity related to the breast cancer than without. I think I said that correctly. But it has nothing to do with upregulating progesterone receptors. So in terms of what I think this audience is concerned with, No, we don't have to worry about using tamoxifen and going, oh, geez, now upregulated progesterone receptors got a problem there. You're not robbing Peter to pay Paul in that respect. Okay, I think that's all.
Thanks, Doc.